Here are the horoscopes for the 9th to the 15th of March 2020. As we approach the full moon in Virgo, we're very much living the Pisces-Virgo axis. So as always, it's worth looking at the zodiac and the different signs as 6 pairs rather than 12 signs. And while the sun is moving through Pisces, the moon will be moving opposite in Virgo. So Virgo is the detail and Pisces is the bigger picture. Virgo is the rational mind and Pisces is the creative imagination. So as we float along this axis, we can bring in the balance of both. So to see the bigger picture and to see the detail that's required to get to that harvest, because Virgo is very much about the harvest. We're flipping between the two hemispheres of the brain, and to help with that we've got Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So to have the flexibility of mind to be able to hold the two opposites in fusion, to not be too attached to a particular outcome but to surrender and dream big. But the opposite of control, which is Virgo, is surrender, so letting everything unfold in its own time, to stop trying to control timelines. It's very much the energy of this week. So the full moon in Virgo will bring up beliefs and behaviours and thoughts from the deep subconscious of Pisces. Mercury retrograde assists us in changing how we think and perceive. This brings in a mental cleansing and recalibration, because in the modern world we're very much taught to live in the mind, to think and to act. But yet when our minds are so heavily programmed, what are we actually thinking and acting upon? This is the call of the full moon in Virgo, to break habits, to see past limitations of repetitive streams of thoughts, and to elevate our consciousness. So it's worth just stopping a while. Observe the narrative that's running through your thought stream, to use the mind for what it's meant for, as a sharp tool, to challenge some of your limitations and beliefs. So we're entering a phase of feeling instead of thinking, of being instead of doing, of letting go of the control and the need to know and plan, and to surrender to the universe unfolding. And this is perfect timing because we're heading towards a massive conjunction in April that we all need to get ready from, because we're learning to live from a very different place. From the inside out, from soul desire rather than mental attachment. This is the journey that we're taking. By Tuesday, Mercury moves back into Aquarius. So we're having our senses refreshed, our minds cleared, and our antennae fine-tuned to really be able to harness the energy and come from a different place, from deep within. So as always, I find Mercury retrograde a very useful phase. You would be very far off target if you didn't go back, go in and reassess and review. So can we learn to enjoy the process, to swim in strange waters, to imagine and to dream? That's really the call of this retrograde. And with Aquarius, that will bring fresh vision and independence. By Wednesday, we start to see Mars approach Jupiter and Pluto. Mars, Jupiter, Pluto and Saturn will all be conjunct the end of March and the beginning of April. And this is the next step in 2020. At the beginning of January, we had Saturn, Pluto, the Sun and Mercury together in a very rare conjunction, bringing a crushing pressure that we could then burst free from, letting go of the debris and allowing us to rebel and build ourselves from the inside out. And this is very much the next phase of that. So that's our actual timeline. What are we working towards over the spring equinox and into the beginnings of April to really connect with our own power and sovereignty? As within, so without. Start to see the old systems crumble. New and flexible models begin to emerge. But there's a real sense of a balance of power happening here on a massive scale. But if we do want to take our power back and be self-governing as these changes happen, if we want to really enjoy and make the most of this transition, then we must fully embrace our own power and learn how to use it responsibly. And I feel Mercury going back into Aquarius will really tune us in to those vision and thoughts, the awareness and consciousness that will truly anchor us as sovereign individuals. By the end of the week, Saturn's at the last degree of Capricorn. So for the last 2.5 years, Saturn's been going through Capricorn and will begin to cross over into Aquarius at the spring equinox, which is a very big tipping point. There will be a retrograde back over the summer, but here we get the first peak of what this combination will bring. Saturn in Aquarius, firming up our sovereignty, our independence, our necessary rebellious spirits, and making us responsible for our transmission. What we're feeling, we're transmitting. What we're focusing on, we're bringing into reality. So this is going to be very important, to be the master of your own thoughts and feelings. So to stay alert over the next couple of weeks, to be independent, to be curious, not too attached to anything particular, but really stoke the fires of that vision deep within and observe the changes on the outside. This will bring a sense of wildness, possibly urgency, a desire to change on many levels, to really become who we are, and a deep excitement in our spirit. So it's very important that we take this inwards. We're not here to try and change the world on the outside and to fight and spend all our energy reaching outwards. This has to happen from the inside first. So as we are in a retrograde, it's worth looking at the outside, starting to see the magic. Look at the world with the eyes of beauty, awe and wonder. See beyond the matrix, the collective thought form, what's always been done, how things have been portrayed, and to actually be able to see with fresh eyes new opportunities as the spring comes in, new solutions, new visions, and to learn the art of conscious creation. We're not creating from our thoughts and actions first, we're creating from our imagination and our excitement, then putting those into action. So really being rather than doing, feeling rather than thinking, not having to act just yet, not being attached to a timeline or an outcome or a mental control mechanism, but gliding in glorious harmony with the rhythm and flow of life. That's very much what the energies of this week will be teaching us. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available one-to-one or online. I offer online courses and one-to-one classes. If you'd like to learn different aspects of astrology, tarot, numerology, and all manner of other things. And as we head into the spring and summer, I will be creating some beautiful events. So a tree walk for the spring equinox. There'll be a beautiful ritual at the summer solstice. Sacred ceremony at Avebury Stone Circle, and a gathering in Glastonbury in September. So please do check my website for any information of that. And I'll also be hosting some wild zodiac sessions at the Wild Food Cafe in Islington. There'll be one session per month attuned to the pure energy of that zodiac sign. It's a way to celebrate and learn intuitive astrology and to come together at sacred moments. So I'll post information about this on Facebook at AstroZo, on Instagram at ZoeHines7, on my website www.astrozo.com, and these videos are on my YouTube channel with many more, Zoe Astro. So dive into this week, dive into the potential, have a look at where that potential, when focused, is actually what you're then creating. As we swim along the cusp of Pisces and Virgo, through the full moon, releasing, letting go, stepping into our power and starting to see the clear vision of this very mighty spring energy that's coming forwards. So wishing you a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.